Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is finally the night that we've been waiting on. It's time to do some stealth camping, and I think we have the perfect spot picked out. So, I don't know if we can pull it off. I don't even know if it's legal or not.
We're gonna find out one way or the other.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. So, we got a little bit of a drive to get there. So the first things we got to take care of, we got to do first things first. First thing we got to do, we got to get some Mountain Dews.
Mountain Dews.
Got to get some Mountain Dew Zero for the road. So we're going to stop up here at the store, get some Mountain Dew Zero. We're going to get our mics put on so you can hear us. I don't know if you can hear with the air conditioning going. And I don't have a really good camera mount. I've got one, but it's don't get both of us in the shot. So I'm having to use the spider tripod. So we'll see how that looks. Probably pretty bad.
So you didn't like my singing?
No.
No.
I just
Definitely
don't quit the day job.
I was just, we're on the road
Don't
again.
even do it. Yeah, this is bad. Yeah.
I can't do it now because it's making me laugh.
I ain't said nothing. I just said don't do it.
Yeah.
These brings back memories of the old car camp days.
I was singing on the road again, and I changed it up and said, I can't wait to get on the road again, making YouTubes with my friend. Well, I can't wait to get on the road again.
Yeah, and he's still done it anyway.
I did. You're welcome, y'all.
So we're gonna run in here. We're gonna get our stuff loaded up, and we're gonna get the mics on, and then we're gonna take you on the ride with us. Be right back. All right, we are loaded up. We're trying to get there before it gets too dark, because we still got to get in the woods, get set up. And you've not set the hammocks up yet.
No, I have not. I mean, I have my, not the new setup, but I have the our Eno hammock, but not the one with the fly and the tarp on it. So I'm excited to try that out.
Yeah, so hopefully we will be able to pull this off, get over. Sometimes this is the hardest thing to do, is do car cam and pay attention to driving and work your way to the interstate.
You're not very good at driving.
I'm not even good at driving, much less get all this other stuff. Making a run for it now. Did you bring your food?
I did. I got it.
You got all that packed?
I got it. I got all my food. We're gonna try a different one tonight. Actually, one that we've never tried before.
I just hit the microphone.
Yeah.
That would have been a good idea to put that on the seatbelt.
You can't keep.
My bad.
You're always flicking with that seatbelt, but
yeah.
I've got some traveler stew we're gonna try tonight. I'm excited. I've not ever had it. I've had the oatmeal from this packet, this variety pack. The oatmeal was really good, so we're gonna try the traveler stew tonight.
Wasn't yours from Patriot Supply or something like that?
MyPatriotSupply.com. A customer gave it to me. An entire month supply.
So that'll be good to try that out. And I picked up, I don't do dehydrated meals at all. And I picked up, never even tried them other than MRE one time years ago when I was in the Scouts. But I picked up, and mine was a little different because I'm doing keto and carnivore, and it's kind of like when I'm at home I do carnivore, and when I'm away from home going out to eat or something like that I try to do keto. And I know some people are strict carnivores and some do strict keto, and I've had to learn to what works with me and what I can and can't do. And I went straight carnivore, and I found that my brain got really foggy and I lost a lot of energy, and I'm doing something wrong, I'm sure. And the same way with keto. So sometimes I'll throw some carbs in and do the keto, but I'm still down 44 pounds, something like that. So Got about 44 more to go to get back down to the Mason Stormway.
Oh, Mason Storm.
So we'll talk about Mason Storm a whole nother night. But for now, we're headed to Stealth Camp.
What? So you were talking about your dehydrated. What flavor was it? What flavor is it?
I got beef stroganoff, and I'm not even a beef stroganoff fan. But what I done is I went through. Boy, I did rabbit then. I got sidetracked on everything else but what we were talking about. I have a bad habit of doing that,
Squirrel.
especially as I've gotten older. Yeah. But if they watch the podcast any at all, the D. Swain and Below show, they would know that.
Oh.
But I went to, we went to Walmart and we looked at the that marathon meals or something like that, mountain marathon, I don't know, marathon meal something, whatever Walmart sells.
It's a good thing they're not sponsoring us.
Yeah, I know. But they had a lot, 90 grams of carbs, 65 grams of carbs. Well, if you're doing keto, you're limited. I try to stay at 25 grams of carbs a day. And then there's days I don't even get any grams of carbs. Then there's days that I do 50 grams of carbs. And 50 is really my limit because I think it's like 100 grams before it turns into a pound or something. Shad was telling me kind of a lot of those details. So you got to look at your carbs and sugar ratio. But I went through basically, I couldn't find anything really good at Walmart. Their lawnmower's going to be dead.
Lights on?
Yeah, let the lights on. Nobody's home. But I went through Walmart and went through theirs and couldn't find nothing under 60 grams of carbs. And then I went through Bass Pro and I found one for 34 grams for the whole entire bag. And I was like, so we're getting it. So I'm hoping it's good.
So
if it ain't good, we're in trouble because I didn't bring a backup plan.
What is beef stroganoff? Is that noodles?
Well, it's a noodle like a fettuccine type noodle, but it's in a beef cream, and it has like hamburger meat in with it.
So is it basically what you got? Cardboard? Because noodles are carbohydrates, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically.
I'm just trying to.
Well, there depends on the noodle. See, and I had this conversation with Ben Elder. I shouldn't throw his name out there, but I ran into Ben Elder back when we were at the beach in Gulf Shores.
Yeah.
And he married a true Italian, and he said true pasta has very little carbs in it, and it's very healthy for your body. But what you buy in the store is all processed and yellow looking and all that. He said true pasta is white. It's not yellow. So what you see in the store is yellow, dried, because that's for whatever shelf life. But his wife made it. And we had this whole conversation, and shout out to Ben if he's watching. He's from Louisiana. So he's down in Cajun country. So I thought, well, and you're like anybody else. If you eat protein bars, it's basically salt and peppered cardboard is what it tastes like.
Yeah.
And sometimes it ain't even salt and peppered. So I'm hoping this is good because I don't have a plan B.
No.
If it's horrible, let's do without tonight. I mean, one night, big deal. I've gone 3 and 4 days without eating, so one night ain't gonna kill me. But it's part of the content we wanted to bring is we're going to do these different meals or different dehydrated meals or cook different meals, and we'll rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. And so we'll let you know our true personal feelings on those, honest opinions, and then our gear. In doing this that we're doing, we're trying to give you the most economical way of doing it. And most people would think that's Temu, because you think Temu's got the cheapest of everything. And then it's not always the case. Walmart has stuff that's cheaper than Temu. Amazon has stuff cheaper than Temu. So you have to watch what you're getting and look at the products, and you do a little bit more research. So, but tonight, the 2 hammocks, he's got one, I got one, they're the same one, and they were $38 I think off Temu, and they're a double hammock with a bug net with tent stakes that make it the round hoop to keep the net off of you, and it comes with a tarp and the tensioners and the stakes. So I've already had mine up, and the minute I got in it, I said, "Holy cow, this is probably one of the most comfortable." But the only thing we had to compare mine to was the Magellan copy of an Inu.
Right.
So that's what we had to go by.
I know I'm gonna jump off track. My squirrel. Are you gonna tell them what happened to you under the pole barn that time?
Well, I mean, we do have time for that little story.
Please tune in very intently on this one, please.
Because, all right, let me take you back several years before I got married, and we would go out to his house and hang out at the pole barn, literally hang hammocks at the pole barn, and we would grill out, have a bonfire, and just hang out and try to call in coyotes and all kinds of stuff. Had trail cameras up, and we just we don't drink and we don't party, so that's kind of was our entertainment. And so I'd went up to the Academy, and got the Magellan hammocks. And the first one I put up was that first day. I didn't think twice about it. And I put the Magellan straps on it, sat in it, and my butt touched the ground. And I'm talking, it dropped a good 4 foot stretch. And I thought, this is stupid, man. I'd have to set it up in the tree 6 foot for it just to hang down right, because as big as I was then. And I'm still big, but I was bigger then, right? So I got to have something that won't stretch. And we got to have some pretty stiff ropes. And he had Enu's brand that didn't stretch. And so I thought, well, I'll just stop down here at the dollar store on the way down and grab some rope. And I'll just make loops in the rope. Didn't even think twice. So I grabbed the rope. And you had a call you had to go off to. So you left about 3:34 in the morning, something like that.
Yep.
Or that morning. And I said, hey, I found some rope at the store, and I'm just going to make my own set of straps with rope. And he said, what kind of rope is it? And I told him. He said, what's the tensile weight strength in? I said, 94 pounds. He said, please video that. And I had just gotten a new iPhone. You remember that iPhone was about a week old. So I set it up, and I'm filming it, and I spent all this time making 4 loops in the rope and tying it up, and I spent an hour and a half making the ropes. And I had 4 or 5 loop hooks on them, and double tied the knots, and had good slip resistant knots, done all that work. And so I get up there and I'm doing the test, and I sit in the hammock, and I go, man, it's going to hold. It had some stretch, but not as much as the Magellan straps, and everything was great until I threw my legs up to lay down in it, and then pow, and I come completely out of camera range, and all you hear is me going, oh God, my back. So that was a painful experience.
I think we actually have footage of that.
No, we do somewhere.
We could put that in right here.
Yeah, but we might not.
But we need to.
But we might. But folks, we still got about 15 more minutes to ride to get to this place. So we'll bring you back when we get a little closer.
Load up the rods, truck rattling down the lane. Below and Barnett chasing critters insane. Lake wise calling fish, jumping real mean. Reeling dreams up muddy water sheen. North Georgia wild, the sportsman's call. Hooking in the morning, chasing bucks in fall. Feather tracks in the dirt, gobble the scream. Lake Weiss, reflections living the dream. Biting lines, pulling with fire. Reflections, living the dream.
Well, we made it. You can see the woods are calling our name, and we are in disguise. There's guys playing right now, so we're trying to be a little inconspicuous. So we're going to head in.
What's your footing?
This little... This ought to be a... Keep your eye out for anybody that kind of wondering why we're going right into the woods. It's one of the trails right here. Yeah.
Got your snips?
Oh yeah. Was it? It was back there, wasn't it? It's right over here. Through there. Yeah. This is the way I've cut the way through. Which these are through. That was not a good thing. When you got bad knees, losing your balance is never good. Alright. Here we are. Home sweet home.
Under the stars where the pines grow tall, North Georgia nights got me answering the call. Lakes and creeks, they're whispering my name. Stealth camping life, it's my kind of game. Hiding out where the streams run free, mountains rising up like they're watching me. The North Georgia sportsman.
I freeze to death, so I wore long johns. It's 85 degrees. Who's the smart one? I'm already sweating.
Packs on my back with the moonlight glow, tiptoeing quiet where the cool winds blow. Creeks are my course, trees my guide, out in the wild where I can't be spied. Hiding out where the streams run free, mountains rising up like they're watching me. The North Georgia sportsman living the dream, stealth camping everywhere. It's wilder than it seems. No city lights, just the fire's warm flare. Breathing in freedom, it's the best kind of air. Every shadow's a story, every rustle's a clue. In the North Georgia wild, I'm born anew. Hiding out where the streams run free, mountains rising up like they're watching me. The North Georgia sportsman living the dream, stealth camping everywhere. It's wilder than it seems. No city lights, just the fire's warm flare. Breathing in freedom, it's the best kind of air. Every shadow's a story, every rustle's a clue. In the North Georgia wild, I'm born anew. Hiding out where the streams run free, mountains rising up like they're watching me. The North Georgia sportsman living the dream, stealth camping everywhere. It's wilder than it seems.
So we got some housekeeping to do with some fiskars to clean up the area so we can put our bags and stuff under it. And then, but we need to get our headlamps put in our pockets.
You have to.
Huh?
You have to.
I just got one.
I don't have one. I don't need one. I couldn't find one. It's in my work truck.
I don't know if there's probably one in my truck that's
You got
dead.
the flat one and the big one.
What was that? No, there's something black. Hopefully we're not busted. Thought we were a while ago. Dude's dog over here was barking. And if you look real close, we got a deer stand up here somewhere.
We heard a deer blowing at us a while ago.
Yeah.
I said, we got visitors.
So we're gonna finish getting set up. Took us 42 minutes to get in. Where was that coming from? What was it? Oh, that's not a dog. There's no way they're gonna come in here as thick as that is. No. And mosquitoes and it's dark, so nobody's gonna come in here tonight. It's just too thick.
It's too thick.
But
Perfect.
this is totally secluded.
Right outside the disc golf course.
Yeah. We're not saying nothing until we pull this off.
We still won't.
I worry about snoring. That's what I worry. I don't have my CPAP with me. So tonight we're going to both probably be snoring, and hopefully that don't give us away. But if it does, if they hear us snoring that loud, and we're not going to go to bed till probably 1 until we know it's clear. You got to be up and out of here first thing in the morning.
By 7, I've got to go to the Walmart first. We've got men's breakfast Bible study. I scheduled it every month, and it's this month.
This week, you mean? This
Well,
weekend.
Yeah, it's this Sunday of the month, Saturday of the month.
So,
Lighting doesn't look very good.
no, but we're going to finish cleaning up, put our stuff up. It's about 9:30. Because of where we're at, we didn't bring a table, we didn't bring a chair, we didn't bring nothing. So we're going to cook right here, and we're going to do, what are you eating tonight, Barnett?
I think I got Traveler Stew.
I'm doing the Pro Adventure meal from Bass Pro Shop. It's called Ready Wise Outdoor beef stroganoff with cream sauce. I'm not a big beef stroganoff fan, but what I am a fan of is, look at that carbs, 35 grams of carbs minus 2, so it's 33 grams of carbs per bag, which is going to be perfect for me since I'm trying to do keto. So, alright, let me get, come on, get out of here.
You got in the track.
That's entertainment right there. burn him up if we don't get out of here.
Your headlamp is extremely too bright.
Okay. Now.
Is that my water or yours?
I don't know.
I think I brought it for this.
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Huh. Let me see your water. You know how much we gotta put in it?
For yours or mine?
Yours.
Okay,
We have no way of measuring water. Alright, you film up good.
So mine needs 5 cups. So how many ounces is that?
Well, this is
12, 16?
16.
Okay.
So how many
2
cups?
cups.
Huh?
That's 2 cups.
Alright, so you need one more bottle of water. Just don't bump it. That's good. You sure it said add 5 cups? That's a lot of.
It feeds 3 people. Bring 5 cups of water to a bowl. Whisk until the contents in the pouch. Boil for 5 minutes. Reduce heat, medium. I don't know how we're gonna do that.
I don't either, because that goes in a bowl.
I know. Did you bring a bowl?
You're gonna eat nasty tonight.
Dude, smell of it.
Oh, dude, that smells good.
amazing.
What is it?
Traveler stew. It's pasta, lentils, onions, celery, and rich chicken flavored broth.
That smells amazing. Dude, that's making me hungry.
We may both eat this.
Yeah. Oh, look, the water's already boiling, dude. What was that, like 1 minute so far?
Hey, it's 44 grams of carbs.
For the whole
Milligrams.
pound?
No. For a third of a cup.
Yeah, I'm out.
Are you?
Yeah, I've got mine. Mine's 30, 34 for the whole entire pack.
But, I mean, I wish y'all could smell this. It smells amazing.
Yeah, it does. If you smelled macaroni and cheese and seasoning salt, celery salt, what
Right.
does
Hmm?
what does it taste like?
Pretty stinking good. Dude, I'm excited.
I guess what we'll do is get this bowl and pull it in there. You stir it up and then seal it up and let it set. And it'll thicken.
You got your spoon close by? Your big long one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you ain't eating that. I got yours right here. Well, I don't know. I can use. How big's your bag? My bag may be shorter.
I didn't mean to stir it.
Oh yeah, let me eat
Because once
the,
it gets hot, it's gonna be like.
let me eat the residence of it. He's gonna make me hungry doing that. Yeah, here it is. Bowl.
Oh yeah. Dude, I can't wait to that bowls because this smells amazing. I'm sorry you can't eat any at Diator. Yeah, okay.
This is 2 bottles of drinking water in less than 5 minutes. We're already having bubbles. Now, here's the problem. I didn't bring nothing to grab the handles with. I may burn my hand, but if you look, I've been welding all week. Look at that. Dude, I look like a meth head.
I saw your welds today.
Yeah, it was...
You called it a stack of dimes.
I was going to say a stack of $50 bills, but
Looks more like a stack of marbles.
it was bad. But here's what's funny is it's a 1983 Miller
Oh yeah.
Cricket XL. Man, it's running like a champ. Got a new roller wire. Everything's working perfect. Just I haven't used a welder like that since 99, about 98, 99. So it's been a while, and my skills were rusty.
But my son-in-law is a welder by trade, and he does TIG welding. So he was riding around, headed to New York State to pick his son up today, and him and my daughter. And so I thought, well, I'll mess with him. And I'm like, while you're riding up down the highways, I'm sitting here stacking dimes.
He makes a really good weld too.
Yeah, his is really good.
His is beautiful.
So, but he ought to be. He's get paid to do it. I'm a TSA. I'm not a welder. I like to think I am. So that's tonight's story of why I look like a meth head. Why I've got, look at tracks. My whole side's burned up. My shirt's got holes all in it. But I loved every minute of it. And I'm getting better with a welder, trying to get it set up. But for a 1983 or 86 model Miller, it's running really good. So it's still old and going. But I wasn't stacking dimes. I was mainly, I don't know, stacking marbles, quarters or something. It was bad.
But you know how hard it is to stack marbles, and that's what it looked like.
Yeah, it was just gob. But it was a vertical weld, so I started up at the top and I walked the cut down and tried to roll it like this, and that's what it looked like. And Teresa said, my wife, what do we call it, Mrs. Sportsman or Mrs. Below, she said, is this supposed to look like that?
You can call it T-Lo.
T-Lo, yeah. She was a T-Lo when I was a B-Lo. It's kind of funny, and then we married, and now it's T-Lo and B-Lo for real. But she was a Teresa Lowe, and I was Brent Lowry, and they called me B-Lo, and they called her T-Lo, and it's kind of cool. So
if you didn't know, I mean, I think B-Lo has talked about it before. Maybe not. He and I are both Brents. We met 20-something years ago. Of course, he's learn the place, Brent. He's Brent. He's Brent Lowry, and I'm Brent Barnett. I go by Barnett, but to his grandkids, I'm Barney. And if you see this right here, this is our dirt track racing show.
Scenic City Motorsports. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. We did dirt track. It started out, actually, we went to Commerce, Georgia to watch NHRA. And then we got proposed to do a dirt track racing show. Brought a guy onto our podcast when we were the D. Swain and B-Lo show.
We did a sports show for 2 years?
Yeah.
D. Swain and B-Lo show?
Yeah, did a sports show with D. Swain and B-Lo. And then brought in another guy. Well, he hooked us up with a dirt track. It was so much fun. If you've never been to a dirt track, absolutely a ball. You're gonna wear dirt. You're not gonna leave till midnight 30 Eastern Standard Time. But it's a ball of fun.
Oh, it was a blast. Your whole vehicle's covered with dirt. We're covered with dirt. Our camera gear was covered with dirt. But we had a blast doing it, and that's what was cool about it is we got to be the voice of the show for a while, and that was a lot of fun. And we went to 3 different tracks and did PA work for them, so that was a lot of fun. Stir it up real good, and then
I'm not going to be able to touch that.
You want off that water? That looks pretty full, don't it?
Well, I haven't started yet. Here, take this. Let me stir it.
Let me set that up where it don't fall. Just zip it up and let it sit. Dude's magic.
It does have a zipper.
Yep.
You want to lick the spoon?
Not yet. Yeah, then I'm having to do my head that way.
I'll turn it to the center. It's over your left ear. I mean, that thing is just so bright. Dude, that doesn't look good at all.
I see why it's only 35 carbs. It looks like mushrooms dehydrated. That's what it is.
Don't hold it from the bottom. You'll burn yourself, homie.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh snap, that's hot. Boy.
Like you got an aluminum bag with boiling water. Here's your spatula. Ooh. You might want to stand on the ground and do that.
That moth is gonna be the death of me.
Sorry.
We got to like redo some of our strings and make them like solid black, and then we want to get cam jams and hook up to where we can deploy and pull it up real quick, because these hammocks are amazing for $38 a piece. This is the best $38 I've spent.
Well, since we're out here, I guess we'll do some Q&A. Bill, what actually got you involved in stealth camping?
Me?
Yeah.
That's a good question, because we were doing our sports podcast for a while, and I had done TV for years, and I kind of had that itch, so we got in, started doing some fishing. Well, we couldn't get fish on film to save our life when we got the cameras. When we don't have the cameras, we catch them like crazy. So I was watching YouTube, and I come across Richard Jean, the fishing machine, and that got us fired up and wanted to go do some fishing. And then we fishing with AO and fishing with Smalls, and I thought, dude, that's for us. That's what we need to do. So we took our shot at it. Well, it always says, you know, this video one you may like or we recommend, and it was Random Adventures 2.0 with Tony out of Pennsylvania, and he had had a stroke, and that just impressed me so much that he was doing camping and then has a stroke, and he's still doing it. And I'm like, my excuse was I was fat and I was out of shape, my knees were bad, and I thought, you know, if Tony can do it with a stroke and limping and working through it, I can do it.
One good arm.
With one good arm,
Yeah.
and he's a phenomenal. You need to check him out. Well, when I started watching him, the dog's barking again.
I know.
When I started watching him, some other ones came up about Camping with Champion and Northwest Winds, and I just got so involved. I was like, dude, that is so cool to do that. And so that's kind of what started it. And that's why we're here, because we're going to do a little bit of stealth camping, fishing, hunting, fly fishing, everything.
But there is a video floating around from, I guess I would say 2006, 2007. Do you know that video?
Of the Holly Creek.
Of the Holly Creek.
That was 2006.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. And Teresa said, well, yeah, it wouldn't do no good to show that because we're older now. I mean, that was almost 20 years ago. I didn't have any gray hair, and you didn't have no facial hair.
I was funeral home working at the time.
Yeah.
But-
I gotta stand up.
But with that being said, like, we could float it out strictly to let people see it's
Oh,
legit. We've been
yeah.
together that long. I
Yeah.
stand up too.
We definitely gonna let it. We're gonna show it eventually. I just gotta put it all together. So here's the cool thing. Whoa, about missed that tree. Here's the cool thing about this. When they see this light, they're gonna think it's people walking on the track.
That's true.
So
I didn't think about that.
yeah, we got about 10 more minutes, and it's food time. It'll be 10 o'clock. We're gonna eat at 10 o'clock. We're gonna say our blessing, then we're gonna say our prayers, and we're gonna hit the sack. Those juniors-
Separate.
Yeah, just separate. I'm glad you clarified that. And I'm technically not supposed to do that. Water's better for me anyway. Now, I'm not the spokesperson for keto at all. I mean, let me clarify that. Let's put a
Disclaimer.
PSA disclaimer. I am not a representative of keto, nor am I an endorser of it. This is our first video on this YouTube page. Victor Lane Digital Productions YouTube was the podcast, and we only put, what did we do, like 10 episodes, and the audio was horrible. It just was lousy, and we stayed on Facebook, so there was a few on there. But as far as going out and actually taking the North Georgia Sportsman and putting it on YouTube, something I've been wanting to do for the longest, and we're finally getting to do it. So I'm super excited. But watching some of the creek fishing that Creek Fishing Adventure does, and he's right up the road from us, it was, wow, that looks cool. When we go to Weiss Lake and the crappie are on, that's gonna be cool. Hanging out at the camper, and we fly fish that area in Weiss Lake, because for 2 miles it's waist deep or less. That's gonna be cool. So we got a lot of cool video coming.
One more question. Today's setup, what we backpacked in with, did you go over what we're using for plates tonight and how we snuck in so stealthy on this one?
Oh, I hadn't yet on this one. All right, what we done is we're stealth camping, and I think it's the perfect location to stealth camp, because every state has a disc golf course. Let me say that again in English. Every state has a disc golf course, and the bags are backpacks, and you have to carry your water, towel, and your disc. Your disc is also your bowl, and then you have your water, duh, and you have your towel, duh. And so you can put your other stuff inside the bag with just a few discs sticking out. And then you can act like you're playing disc golf and overthrow the basket. Go in the woods to retrieve your disc, and you don't come back out till in the morning. So it's a perfect disguise. No one thinks anything, because they do have tournaments at night where you can play glow in the dark discs. They call them glow disc or glow throws. So you have that. Alright, folks. There is the low calorie beef stroganoff. I will probably be running to the bathroom later. And here's the trail stick. Oh God, that's so good. Alright, we're gonna eat real quick. So we're gonna say, hold on. We're gonna say grace. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for your goodness. Lord, we thank you for your mercy on us. We thank you for the blood that washes white as snow. Lord, we ask you to bless this food, nourish our bodies, lead us and guide us in your direction, keep us safe tonight, watch over us, let us enjoy this trip. We thank you for it, and it's in your name we pray. Amen. Let's eat. Yeah.
I think I'm going to empty some of this juice.
See if it cut you on there. Let's see what it looks like. Needs to set longer.
Yeah. About to dump some juice though. Tell you what.
It's not terrible.
So I had to cool down a minute. Look how delicious that looks.
Good.
It's too dang hot. You had to give me a second. Is somebody coming? Thank you. All the flavors packed into it is really good, but it needs to set a little longer. It's got rice, lentils, celery, carrots,
macaroni. This thing's loaded. And the flavors just burst in your mouth. I would give it a good 6.5, 7, because I've never had one before. If I'd had it before, I could say different. But it might even be an 8. Once I digest it, I'll have to let you know. You got a spoon? You want to try it?
No, I'm good.
Oh, you need to try it.
I have this try here.
Yeah, deep down in there.
Holy cow. That's really good. It needs to sit another 5 minutes or so, but the flavor is unreal. It's really good. Tell you what, my shoulder is killing me.
We definitely needed chairs.
Very bland. Needs a lot of seasoning. I'd give it a 2. I'd give it a 2. Oh, that's hot. Oh, that's hot.
That carbohydrate intakes that you were looking to get
Yeah,
rid of.
I'm out the window now. I see why it was so low of carbs.
Yeah. 0 flavor.
That made it edible right there. That is really.
So, I was about to ask you.
This is actually pretty relaxing. Barnett's in his hammock right over there. The meal I was not impressed with. I'd give it about a 2 or 3 because I'm not used to the dehydrated meals anyway, so I don't eat them a lot. Wasn't impressed with it. And 2, I mean, probably should have got the water a little hotter and let it sit a little longer, but we're impatient. It's our first one. It's late. It's about 10:30. I saw that late. Well, after we do about 15 or 20 of these, that'll be early. But we got to get up early in the morning. Barnett's got to be out by 5:30. We'll break camp down, and then we'll sneak back out and call it done. So far so good. But we hope you enjoyed this. Hope you have a good evening, and I'll bring you back if anything happens during the night worth mentioning. We'll bring you back. If not, we'll see you in the morning. Over and out. Well, good morning. Made it through. It's about 5:30. Rough night. Got cold. But we're going to get up. It's about 5:30 early. We're going to get up, put everything up, make some coffee, and then get out of here. So we'll be back. I don't see nothing. the street.
We made it. Pulled it off. It is 6:15 in the morning, right on time. Overall, I would give it a 10, kind of the experience. The hammocks, a 10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
All day long.
Yeah.
That's the best $38 hammock setup I've ever seen in my life. And that's the third time I've set them up, and couldn't ask for anything better. Kept the bugs out, kept us dry, comfortable, plenty big. So I'd say I'd give the hammocks a 10 out of 10, no doubt.
So what would you do different?
Bring a chair and a table is almost have to. I think if we both had chairs and we had time, we cleaned out the area a little bit where you wasn't tripping over vines and stuff. And then
A pillow.
a pillow and another blanket, because 90 degrees during the day, and then it felt like 60, but it was probably 68,
Yeah.
something like that.
Well,
But-
definitely at 10:30, we were both sweating.
oh yeah, pouring sweat.
And it was to the point where it was like, man, this is miserable.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, 11, 12, 1, holy cow, temperature dropped, humidity was still there, and it was like, this is ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I used my mattress pad, which was a hammock sleeping bag, a mummy bag, and now, if people were walking by, they would have heard all that rustling, me trying to get in a hammock that's swaying back and forth. But we had an owl this morning that was literally
Right. What, 2 trees away?
2 trees away.
Maybe.
He was on
loud.
fire. Yeah.
But other than that, a couple of dogs barked we thought might have gave us away, and the owners were whistling at the dogs. The meals, that's probably what I would do different. I would
Yeah.
bring something different. That was mine, maybe a 3. And I know, I'm sure we done it wrong. I'm sure we don't eat dehydrated foods, but I think if we would had the water hotter and let it set longer, and when I say longer, I'm talking 45 minutes easy. It would have to do that. And when it's already 10 o'clock, you're
Yeah.
looking at, we'd been better off getting a sandwich.
My lentils and the rice in mine and the macaroni noodles this morning, I let them set overnight, trying to loosen
Test
up, and they were still rock hard.
Yeah.
So it needs to be boiled. And when it says boil it and then turn the heat down and boil it again, yeah, they mean it.
Well, see, yours was more of a dehydrated bag of food,
Yeah.
where mine was the actual eat in the bag food, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yours, you were supposed to boil water, take all the ingredients and put it in the bowl,
Yeah.
boil it, let it set 5 minutes, boil it again, let it set, something like that.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna
then
have to.
you need pots, and you need a big pot for all that.
Yeah. And I don't understand it, because if it's a supply for mindless supply,
My Patriot.
my Patriot supply,
Yeah.
and something happens, Armageddon, they say, and all of a sudden you're having to cook something with a pot and stove and a.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it'll get you by if you have that, but yeah, you would think like something like an MRE or a
Yeah.
dehydrated meal in a bag would be ideal for that situation, but that's close. If you only knew. If you only knew. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. He's got to go to men's breakfast. We appreciate you watching and sticking out, hanging out with us, and never know what we're going to do. We got fishing, got another camp coming up, and
that's about it, I'd say. We got
Yeah.
a few more things coming up our sleeves, but we appreciate you watching and appreciate you tuning in. And let's see, hit the click the like and subscribe and the share, and
Hit that bell. Let it
Yeah.
ding every time we get on.
because we're going to be going sometimes when he's out and catching fish. I just got to get him on a camera so he can actually get footage of it and make a show that way. So we'll have a lot of footage coming in at different times until we get it built up a little bit, and then we'll start bringing it on a certain day. But let's get out of here while we can. Mission complete. So we'll catch you next time. Take care, and may God richly bless you.
North Georgia wild.